Welcome to FX Bootcamp. And remind you the purpose of FX Bootcamp is education. This is not an alert service. I can make you direct trade recommendations. What I will do is conduct some live fundamental technical analysis. With some luck, we can put together some monumentally profitable trade plans. Please bear in mind that trading heavily leveraged is risky business, particularly when you leverage 12,723 to 1. Sometimes more. On occasion, this leverage will work for you. Unfortunately, more times than not, as a novice, it will also work against you. So please do not trade your hard-earned money until you have a track record of success using your broker's play account. Past performance does not predict future successory. And I hope that you enjoy the session. Okay, guys, so we've had a bunch of miscellaneous questions here to begin things. What I'd like to do here, I think we should do about 45 minutes of the Forex tester together. All right? I think that way we can at least get a good price actionable methodology down. You can watch it at your own leisure. You can watch it at your own leisure on FX Street here, since this is being recorded. And that'll answer a lot of the questions. It'll answer those questions about when to use a move fib, when to use a swing fib, and basically, how do you pull the trigger? Well, if it's a 50-minute swing fib, I just pull the trigger. If it's a 50-minute move fib, I'll then wait for a failed low or a failed high and that kind of thing. So I'm thinking maybe we should do that. All right. I also had some questions about the, sort of the pre-London continuation trade today. Well, frankly, they didn't work out. Today's trades didn't work out as well as we would have liked, but the entries were still there. The entries were still there for the pre-London. I mean, on the Swissy, we had, Asia down, pull back to a move fib of this drop, short. It was only a 30 pip trade. Ultimately, we were looking for 86.60, 86.50 in this. We didn't quite get it. Break-even proposition there. All right, Aussie dollar. Same thing. Asia was up. Pre-London trades you back to this trend line, 106 psych level. We were looking for 106.50 on that. It was up about 25 pips, comes back, knocks you out. So a lot of break even here. All right. I don't think it's an easy read, Mike. We're getting a little double top on this Aussie and a breakout here. So this is an interesting short. Frankly, at a retest, a little swing fib here, I'd probably look at taking that. At least back down to the bottom of this range, which is enough pips there to at least lock and break even. This euro dollar is very bearish, but at support. I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say that we're about to do the old capitulation thing on this euro. I think it's about to tank, myself. How many of you made a little bit of money on the pound long yesterday? Remember we said it's going down and then we're going to get a little higher low and it will jack it up for the day. Yeah. Not bad. Okay, so let's get busy with our education here, since that's where we're at. Pound is a tough pair today because you got this trend line, but you also got the resistance right above it. Look at your daily 5. You got daily 5 right above here, but the trend line right below there, hence chop. So I don't want to play on the pound. I'm very bearish on it, but I don't do the short at support thing. That's always ended in tears for me. So that's that. Otherwise, how you guys been doing today? Casual dress Friday, yeah? So if you ever rolled up here in a suit and tie, you're just dead wrong. Good. A World Cup action. Yeah. Naked. Thank you. Trading in the nude. All right. So, yeah, I think euro is about to do the old swan dive myself. Despite, by the way, 38.60 is overlapping support, but I don't want to long it. But I don't know if that. I mean, I really think it's bearish despite being at support. Okay, so let's do this thing. The market's moving, but we're going to pretend like it doesn't exist for now. All right, fair enough. And I want this to go on video so that you can refer back to it and watch it for months to come. Fair enough? If that Aussie comes back and gives us an entry in the next 2-3 candles, I'll walk you through that. More than happy to. But, there's nothing in the way of a fresh entry right now, that's for sure. Alright guys, so let's do this thing. We got a couple of things going on here. We'll just continue with what we started. And, dollar strength across the board. So let's have a look at our daily chart. This is Aussie dollar going way back when. Just pause this for a minute. Alright, but, what's going on now? We got a nice little gap in price. That's a little bit awkward. Maybe we can retrace our steps there. That's alright. Not the end of the world. Okay. Okay. Yeah, full gap. Alright guys, so what is the prevailing trend here? The prevailing trend here on this daily chart. It's up, right? By virtue of the fact that we are making a series of higher lows and higher highs. Alright, they call that a trend. I'm going to change the pink pen here because it's not making me feel that masculine at this point in time. Alright, so now sharply pointed up, little left trend there, price looking to continue. So our bias should be on the long side at this point. Okay, now by virtue of the fact that we don't really have much resistance up here, we should probably be looking for a 4-hour swing fib. Would you agree with that? A higher high and a lower low. A higher high and a lower low is pretty uncommon. You're talking about like a bugle type shape. It's not the most common pattern you've ever seen. Tend to try and stay away from it. Right. So it's just sort of volatile with no real committed trend, in other words. Alright. A swing fib, okay, so a move fib would be a fib of the entire move. Alright, a swing fib is simply the fib of the last swing. It's not a technical term, it's just a term coined by us at FX Bootcamp. Okay, and the basic rule is, if you have not hit resistance or support, you look for a swing fib. If you have, then you look for a move fib. Okay, so at the moment here, this is a 15-minute on the left, you're making a series of little lower highs and lower lows. Alright, so really, you could potentially have a little short on here. Alright, however, this buy zone here is going to make you bullish, isn't it? Daily up, 4-hour up, then you're going to look for a resurrection of the 15-minute trend to trade in alignment with all these things, aren't you? Everybody nods, yes. Alright, so, okay, let's go. Right, so now we've hit the 618. Euro's looking heavy. We've hit the 618. Here, we've hit the 618, this previous swing high. There's a lot of reasons why this should go up. Would you agree? I've just got alarms going off all over the show. I'm in a euro short. I'm just hoping it just swan dives. When something's hit resistance, don't worry about the gap. It's just a break in the data. It's no big deal. When something's hit resistance, then you look for a move fib. When it is not, then you look for a swing fib. What, the 618, the previous swing highs in the context of an uptrend? Yeah, that's enough. Because you don't need to speculate on it going up, Lee. You don't need to guess. Because all we're going to do now is wait for the 15-minute to resurrect itself on the long side. Okay. Right, so now you got a little higher low, higher high. Okay, so this one's getting away from us a little bit, right? We've had a series of higher lows, and I would have liked to have seen sort of something like this happen, but it never. It kind of, so it's leaving the train without us. So what do you do in a case like this? What's the thing to do? Where is everybody today? We're a little light on numbers. I guess I must have said something yesterday. Yeah, you sort of step aside and you wait. You wait. Okay, exactly. You do nothing. Alright, you just chill out. You chillax, as they say. Sure. Well, the bottom line is this, alright, is price will swing up as such. Okay? And each one of these is a little swing fib, correct? Swing fib, swing fib. Okay? And you're prospectively going to have another swing fib through here. Well, when that swing fib breaks, you will then look for that to become resistance, and you trade down to a move fib of the whole rise. In other words, a fib of the entire rise. Then that will put you then long again. Then you look for a resurrection of trend off of there. So broken swing fib means you're going to a move fib prospectively. If you ride in the 4-hour 5, you'll just look for a 15-minute swing fib. Or if you have no resistance. If you haven't had I'm not going to be able to get to all these questions in detail. But if you have no resistance, then you can use a 15-minute swing fib. If you have resistance above there, you got to wait for a move fib. Alright, so in something like this, I would be looking for a move fib of this rise because you are now at the short point of this drop, correct? Right, look, I'll show you on this 15. Look, you are now at the short point of this drop. So you're now hitting resistance. Where before I was comfortable looking for a swing fib, but now we've hit resistance and now I need to see a move fib. Come on, Hotcom, catch up. There we go. Right, now we've hit the red zone of the drop, so I need to see a move fib of the rise to get me long. Does that make sense? Now, why would I not be looking for shorts? Why would I not be looking for shorts? I think my internet just dipped. Can you guys hear me? Okay, thanks. Yeah, because the trend is up. You got a 4-hour up. You got a daily up. Everything is saying long bomb. Maud, where did you get the picture of me for the profile on the FX Streets? Because even my mom says it doesn't make me look good, and that's saying something. Because I could be wearing a burlap sack and my mom would tell me I look good. Alright. Yeah, it's all good. Alright. No, honestly, you'd need a Photoshop miracle to find one that looks good. Okay. So, alright, so we're looking for a move fib here on the 15-minute. Yeah. Because this, Colin, this is back sometime, I don't know, in like 2007 or something. Alright. So anyway, let's go. Okay, price is rising a little bit more. We just keep moving. Just keep moving our fib. We have to get creative with it here if it doesn't give us a decent opportunity. Alright, there it is. Now, what confirmation does one look for here in this trade? In other words, are you going to look for anything here? No, you don't. You can look for a little hesitation, you can wait for a little failed low, but really, this is a go here, bro. Okay, buy it. Now, there's a couple of ways to manage this, okay? In terms of a profit target. One of them is we can just treat it as a swing trade, or two, we can do something like this. Fib extension here takes us to about 75.60. We can look at a little something like that. Okay? So in reality, I'd probably just long this, but if it gives us the confirmation, I'll walk you through that. Let me slow it down. No, you see, this one didn't. This one just goes. Stop loss, 10 pips below the lower low. Up, up a decent amount. You could lock it in if you were so inclined. No, guys, you cannot wait for a 15-minute change of trend off a 15-minute swing fib / move fib area. You'll be so late to the party. You know how when you were a kid and you went to a party and, you got there and everybody was having a bash, and you got there at like 8, and by like 11 o'clock things were simmering down, and then all of a sudden at like midnight, you got some joker who rolled in, and you, or you're the joker that rolls in, like, hey guys, I'm here for the party, and there's already the guy with questionable hygiene and long hair busy strumming on the guitar with all the girls around, and you roll in there at midnight, and everybody kind of looks at you like you got horns growing out your head. Yeah, you're going to be as late as that guy. All right. Yeah. Couldn't be here all night. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, guys, so now we are, now obviously we can go break even in this little trade. Alright? But now what's happening? What would be the next trade idea? You got the 4 hour up, coming off the fib, trying to make a higher high. You got the daily making higher highs. What would be the next trade idea? Is it a short? Is it a short? No. Because you're in a trend now. And actually, this is what the euro is trying to do, guys, on the downside. This is what the pound is trying to do on the downside. Everybody needs to get on the clue train. Okay, but a pullback to where, though? Where? Would you expect some deep pullback at this point, or something fairly conservative? 4 hour, 5 EMA, brilliant. Yes. Because there's no reason for it to drop now. It's done everything it needs to. It's picked up buyers. It's made the pullback. Yes. This is us right there, bro. Okay. So in a 15-minute chart, we're going to be doing a little something like this. You could even get really aggressive with it and do something like that. Because it is a little triple top. So, basically sort of something in here would look good. That would account for the 4 hour 5, right? Okay, so let's see how that goes. If it gives us that opportunity at all. Alright, so we just cruised up to the next level. Let's keep moving our little fib. We'll just keep kind of jogging this up. So far, nothing really to work with. No, I certainly don't. Alright, there we go. Now you have, well, that's 90% of what I do, Boyke, because really fibs are leading indicators as to where there's going to be buyers and sellers in the market. So, if you can use direction and then anticipate, where there's buying in the context of an uptrend and selling in the downtrend, you're 90% of the way there analytically. Now obviously, like today, I'm in the pound, you got this going on. Right? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that. Ray Charles could see this. Stevie Wonder, eyes wide open on this. Okay? But I can also see this type of thing. I can also look at this and I'm like, look, you got the dynamic resistance coming down on price. Let me just turn down Trade the News here. If I blow a gasket trying to listen to him. Okay. Hey, Toretti, so you've got daily 5 pushing down on support. You think that's going to be an easy day on the pound? No. Yeah, Philip, and I'll use a lot of pivots. Time of day is a big deal for me. Visual support and resistance, psychological levels, but ultimately price action is my big dictator for my the trade I'm trying to put together for the day. All right, let's go back to this. Okay, so now has this hit the 4-hour 5? Has this hit the 4-hour 5 yet? Minimum period, I look for trend. I think there's a difference between trend and direction, Boyke. I mean, trend is a daily and a 4-hour. You can have a intraday direction on a 15 and an hourly. Yes, this is a hit. 50-minute change of trend is absolutely critical when it's happening at resistance, but this is just a change of trend basically in the middle of nowhere. So it's not really, this is insignificant to me. Okay. So, guys, this is a 4-hour 5 EMA hit right here. Because you've got to remember it's dynamic. So if price is going to rise from here, that 5 is going to be dragged with it. All right, so let's now would you guys wait for any semblance of confirmation on something like this? How about this one we wait? How about this one we do the failed low trade? I mean, typically you wouldn't, no. I just want to show you the failed low setup. But typically, no, you would not wait for confirmation on this. Okay, so this to me would be my failed low trade. Okay, notice how it made a lower high and then promptly made a higher low directly after that. This then would mean I would buy that right there. And my stop would go 10 pips below the 15-minute lower low. Right, now because it is a 4-hour 5 touch and not a meaningful fib, this would not be a swing trade. This would be a spot trade. So how would we judge the spot trade target? Maybe we did a little 15-minute fib extension here. 50% predicts a 1382. So this would be our target. Right, so we're going to risk, in this case, we're going to risk about 30 to get 60. Not great, but it's not heinous. Okay, and we'll let it go. We're messing around here a little bit, but there's no reason to go anywhere in the trade. All right, there you go. I kind of just took off there a little bit. That's handy. And this is the end of the spot trade. Okay, the spot trade is over, so what do you do with your stop? You take your stop loss and you put it right underneath price. Okay? You're effectively exiting the trade, aren't you? All right, and we let it go. Trade the News guy said we're about 5 minutes away from the bottom of the hour. I don't know. Don't know about that one, dude. Would you guys long this again right here? because you're not entering really at a pullback, you're just sort of entering at a continuation point, right? So chances are it's not going to survive. Would you enter this again? Possibly. It's pretty aggressive. It's pretty aggressive. But I think I would, yes. It hasn't, there's no resistance up here. Now you've got a double bottom little higher low factor going on. I think I'll try and spot trade this again. Profit target. Then you're just looking to basically buy at support within the or in resistance in the context of the shorter term, and then take it up to the longer term support or resistance. Just exercise some market fractals there. You know, so if this is your daily, right? For a daily to make a fib, the 4 hour, so for a daily to make a fib, the 4 hour has to trade to the downside. So then just trade at resistance on the 4 hour and then trade it to the daily support, treat it as a spot trade, and then when the 4 hour resurrects itself back to the upside, then you have everything aligned again. Now you can go swing trading again. Well, I think that like yesterday, Boyke, you had an up day London on the pound, which was the direction for the day, but there's no question that the trend is down. Does that make sense? Right, so, 30 pips in profit on this. You can go ahead and lock that in, and you got about another 40 to the target. So there's not much we can do here. Should be fine, Colin. All right, there it is. But in that case, you could lock in, say, 10. All right, because basically the whole thing is a 60 pip trade. You're up 30, you're looking for 60, you can lock in 10. According to our rules that we established the last time. Trade the news, please, man. Okay. Right, so now you've got a 15-minute change of trend, and for the first time, we're breaking the 4-hour 5. Right. For the first time, we're breaking the 4-hour 5. So now we'd like you to go to the next level. So what's the next level? It's a fib. So now you can look for a scalp short to get into a swing long, yes? Right, so now you could look at something like this on the 15-minute and then trade that down to the swing fib area and then look for a long on the 15-minute confirmation. Alright, makes sense? But you've got a break of support, so you can go ahead and do it. Alright, let's go. Right, so would you guys short this? Would you guys short that? Or would you want something higher? You've got, well, let's work it out. You've got about 50 pips of risk. Alright, look, you need to go away. Just, please. Who has Trade the News here? Talk about a guy trying to justify a job. Okay, and you're trying to make 60. So you're going to risk 50 to make 60 kind of trend. Eesh. Oosh. That's not ideal. They can stay on. I mean, these guys are swing trades. They're not spot trades, so they're fine. The other trades, I guess we could be moving our stops here. Sorry, I've got behind it. But basically, I'd be trailing all of these stops. Underneath, I'd just be moving them up. Really, all of them should be underneath that low right there. All of them. Okay, so I think I need to see something higher here because the risk reward, even though I like the trade, the risk reward doesn't make sense. There we go. Now it does. Okay, now it's good. Now we can short it. Yeah, I mean, you know, if I was up, and obviously FIFO and things hurts us in this, but yes, too early, I certainly wouldn't have the stop where I'm up 600 pips on a trade. I wouldn't have the stop of that one all the way up here. I'd have that one lower. You know, that would be the one I'd try to survive the most. So yeah. This FIFO thing, whichever genius came up with that in the States, old Dodd-Frank, old Barney, the Barnster, he really does need to be commended for that. He made an epic fail. Alright, so we can short this. Okay, and our profit target is what? We're going to take this and we're going to say 50% will give us a 1382. Now, the danger of this trade is, one, it's counter trend, and two, we don't want to be caught in the short side and then miss the long side. That is a cardinal error. That is 10 lashings. Alright, so we've got the fib extension at 74.71, and we've got the 50% of the swing rise at 74.80, so there's nice overlap there in terms of the target. I mean, you say that, Lee, but really, in reality, if you were looking at it every day, do you think you'd never try to short that? If you, I mean, if you can say no, I commend you because you're massively disciplined. To me, this is a short. Now, I would be jamming this because it is a counter trend. A little bit of experience and a little bit of rank stupidity. Okay, knocked out break even. Knocked out break even, and we've now prospectively missed our long. You gotta love it. But we were up almost 60 pips in that one. What do I mean by jam and break even, Boyke? You don't give it a liberal stop. You're certainly not going to give it a liberal stop when you counter trend like that. As soon as you got enough to move it break even, you just go. Yeah, guys, and that's how you cannot wait for confirmation in these trades. This is the thing, alright? This is why I think a lot of people fail in Forex and trading in general. We'll come right back to this because we need to look for the long here. It happens all the time. It's actually a worthwhile lesson. And it's funny I even mentioned it. It happens all the time. If you're looking for a long, that's why I fight with Chris at bootcamp. I'm like, if you are looking for a long, just look for a long. Don't worry about swinging both ways like a broken gate. If you want to be in a buy side, be in the buy. Look for the buy. If you want to be in the short, look for the short until something changes. For the candle patterns, you do, but for entry, certainly not. Here's the problem, guys. If this is the fib, alright, this is the buy side of that fib. Okay? If this is where it's going to fail, it's going to be here, isn't it? You know, price is going to, I've got to wait, I've got to make sure that this thing's caught up to me. Alright. If this thing's going to fail, it's going to do this, isn't it? Okay? So this is where the more novice trader has a really hard time. They'll put together their trade plan, and they'll be like, right, I want to get long at the 50% fib. It's a psych level PSYCH. 50% fib, it's a psych level. It's the central pivot for the day, and it's the 4-hour 5. So they're like, yeah, I want to get long there. Then when price gets there, they wait for price to react off there, and they pull the trigger and they're filled in here. So they plan to get long here, But inevitably, because they have no trust in their plan whatsoever, they long it right at resistance. And then it goes, yeah, how's that? Thanks very much. That was fun. And you just get brained. It's like somebody takes a Louisville Slugger to your cranium. Not that exciting. Right? This is why when you are new to trading, you hit the long button and you're minus 15 before you know what hit you. And then you hit the short button and you go minus 20 before it hits you. And then even the trades that work out, you're so badly out of position that you panic, you get out of them, and then they work for you anyway. And then you jump in on them, you chase them, and then you're worse than out of position, and now you melt down. Okay? You can. But you've got to have some conviction to do that, right? So if you're going to long, do so at support. If you're going to short, do so at resistance. You're actually mitigating your risk by being slightly more aggressive. That's happened to me for years. Absolutely. Took me a long time to get on that clue train. But now I realize that if I want to be long at an area, or if I want to be short at an area, when it gets there, I pick up the rodent and I go to the platform and I load up what lot size I want and I click the mouse. Then I put a stop loss and I bake a cake. And I live and die by that. That's it. Too many moving parts will be a downfall. Alright, so now we've made a little double bottom off the swing fib. We've got a 50-minute change of trend, so now we need to start looking at our buy here, guys. We need to get proactive about trying to buy this up, yes? So let's see if we can get a hold of it. Anise, affirmative. Yes. That's it. Now, if it's a 15-minute move fib, I like to wait for a little failed low or something like that, just to make sure I'm not the only one buying or selling there. But yeah, there too. If you are looking to buy at a green zone and you pull the trigger and you're at a red zone, you are wrong. You need to have there we go, like this. Okay, let me scoot back one here. Like that. That is an entry right there. This is your fib zone. It's the 21 EMA. The 4 hours made a double bottom. Okay, you got a little high and low. That is a buy right there. Who cares? Who cares if it comes down here? What difference does it make? It makes no difference at all. Providing it doesn't break that, you just stay in the trade. And then you don't care about any of this pricing here. It can do whatever it wants. Four-hour swing fibs, 15-minute move fibs, daily 5 touches, all of those are like 15-minute higher low deals or lower highs. In other words, 3-minute changes of trend. That 3-minute thing I wrote up for another mentor amount. It's not actually something I use specifically. No, I like to typically try long at a 50%, but this, this is at this hesitation point. Like I said to you, we're talking about 8 pips here. 8. So it's at our level. We're just going to buy it. Stop loss, buy. Right. Profit target. There it is. It's already specified for us. Excellent. Good. Okay, go. See, and this one actually did come down to 50% in retrospect, but okay, not all of us are clairvoyant with regards to swinging a move. Well, one of the big things you're going to look for is confluence, right? So the more overlap you have in a certain area, the more of a magnet it becomes for price. And that can often guide you in what level you're going to long the fib. But this is what I'm saying though. If you're watching a 4-hour move fib, if you're watching a 4-hour move fib, you don't have to guess which one it's going to respect. You simply watch the 15-minute for confirmation. Well, Boyke, I'm using the 15-minute as my confirmation chart, and I'm using the 4-hour as my direction, my trend/directional chart. I just think that, it's just my way of doing things. I'm not sure it's the best, but, we'll move this up here since this is a spot trade. And you can just tell by picking our spots, it's pretty consistent. I mean, we're not taking too many losses yet. Well, I'm happy it makes a lot of sense. I am. It's meant to be simple. It's meant to be, I'm African educated. I mean, it's honestly a miracle I can read and write. So, it's meant to be simple, And yeah, fundamentals, I don't ignore them, but I don't care. I'd like to be able to maintain a fundamental conversation so that when I go to parties I can impress people. So, yeah. Good. No, I'm not, Boyke. I'm not. I'm trying to be funny. But yeah. And honestly, post-grad stuff I've done here, literally MBA stuff, I was learning in economics class in Standard 9 in South Africa. No jokes. Post-grad America learned in high school, South Africa. Yes. All right. Yes, Mike. Right, so let's do that. Okay, so what I would be doing in a situation like this is, right, I would be taking, oopsie daisy, we'll trail that one there. Right, I would be basically trading these 4-hour stops. 4-hour lows at this point. Okay, so, something like this. Packing them all in there. Right, and then I would take these trades where you had lots of pips in profit. These ones, now, in America you have to get a little more creative with it because of FIFO, but I'd be trading those up there. Right, and basically sort of staggering them like that, trailing the 4-hour swings. Yes, absolutely. And guys, this is how I trade day in and day out, with the exception of a few other little things. A trend is defined by price action, a series of high lows and higher highs. Yeah, first in, first out, it's just an America thing, don't worry about it. Okay. Yep, no stress, you don't have to worry about that. It means that the first trade you put in needs to be the first one that comes out. It makes no sense at all. None. Defies logic. But anyway. Okay, so now we got a little situation developing here. Because you're at your 4-hour 5, but you made a series of lower highs here, and you've got, for the first time really, a lower high daily candle. Is the 15-minute looking short? No. But we'd like to pause here a little bit. Okay, we're going to chill out here. It's showing signs of fatigue. All right, look at how many swing fibs we've made. We've gone swing fib, swing fib, swing fib, swing fib. We're yet to make a move fib. It's starting to, that would get one a little nervous, or at least it would me. All right, so let's let things develop here a little bit. Okay, so we're coming off our 4-hour 5, double top. All right, so now you have made 4 lower highs and a 15-minute change of trend, haven't you? Per swing. And the swing is defined by nothing more than what I visually see as a swing. I don't have a concrete definition for swing. Alright, like a lot of other people do. My swings are simply interpreted as what I see, and it needs to be obvious. It needs to be blatant, which means that it needs to be blatant to somebody else too, which is the whole point, right? Working out the intention of others. Can anyone open a CFT USA account for managed account? Yes, I believe so, Lee. Maypos? No, actually, I think this is real on the euro. I think this is 100% legit. And in fact, I think we're actually trying to do something like this. Okay, here's your euro on a weekly. Alright, and I see two things happening here. Okay, we've got this little channel here. So next week I could see us sort of breaking down a little bit, then jogging up before continuation. But basically we've got this channel here. Alright. And then we also have this. And my 2 cents, if you're interested, my 2 pips is that the euro is going to do this over the next, through fall. Or autumn, depending where you are in the world. So yes, I think that the euro is now going to start a 3,000 pip drop. And yes, I think it's going to happen relative to the dollar. Now, obviously, it's not going to go down in a linear fashion, but yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And if something changes, then we'll deal with it. But at the moment, that's what I see happening. All right? Let's go back to this. Okay. And if something changes, I'll be the first one to say I'm wrong, and we'll do something else. The pound, I do not see dropping so precipitously, and the Aussie, I do not see dropping so aggressively. The pound, I see ranging in about a 2,000. Oh, no. Check that. In about a 1,500 pip range for the same period of time. All right. So now you've got 3 consecutive lower highs. Okay. How about prospects of a short? Well, here you are. Here's your lower highs. Okay. And look at it on a 4-hour. Okay, when I say lower highs, yes, they're not swing lower highs. These are candle lower highs in this case. That's a lot of failure right there. All right. So, honestly, I would see that kind of thing and start to think a little bit bearish. Yeah, and guys, I'd encourage you to look to, under my profile here, and I'm not going to sell you anything, there's a video on price action and a little ebook that I wrote. Do yourself a favor, watch it, download the ebook, make some more sense. Yeah, so I'd absolutely look at trying to line up this trade here. And do a little something like this. Okay, very quick touch. I don't think I would have taken that. Got to be very careful about these things, trying to short after they've hit support. That's a bad plan. That will bend you. So it doesn't look like we're going to get into this one, guys. And now you're at the 4-hour swing fib here, aren't you? So really, here's a little short, but really we should start looking for what again? Longs. But can we long right here? Can we long right here? Where price is? Is this a good long? You see, I'm very fussy about counter trend. Very fussy. It needs to be perfect to get me to counter trend it. I'm more than happy to take something less quality with the trend, but counter it needs to be perfect. You see, I would not long this because of that dynamic resistance now. You've got that 4-hour 5 in its face. So I'd need to see price come off that a little bit or break it. I wouldn't be comfortable taking it along where it is. My 2 cents. Also keep in mind that this data is, we're trading 3, 4, 5 years ago. So I mean, I'm just telling you what I see. If you Colin, if you just go to where the price action video is, there'll be a little link there that says download ebook. Should be above the video, I believe. Okay, so I need to see it come away from that 4-hour 5 or break it. And then we can go trading. Alright, so we've dropped below it now. Now we can start to think about maybe trying to grab along. Right. So I would try and give this the long treatment, I think. Perfect for counter trend is something back to resistance with very little risk, after a break of support or after a break of resistance. The risk reward needs to be perfect though. I mean, you can't, So this one's looking like it's a swing early. Right, so here's a 15-minute double bottom break at a higher 15-minute confirmation. So I would long that, I believe. For our breaks, you may look for a fib. Okay, Lee, I'm not sure I'm getting your question. Did 4-hour fib breaks, you would look for a fib? Right. So if the 4-hour swing fib breaks, you start to look for a daily swing fib, which is a 4-hour move fib. Got to always sort of keep these things in fractal kind of context. Right, guys, so you see the 15-minute confirmation, double bottom, break of the high, pullback, long, stop, go. Right. Would you long that? 4-hour swing fib is a 15-minute move fib, yes. Would you guys buy this? You're coming off a red zone, and you had a 15-minute move fib of this rise at a 50%. Yeah, totally. Nothing wrong with that long. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. I think it'll help you out. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'd go kitchen sink, but I'd certainly buy it. Since I've got one already, I'll just stick with what I've got. I would not reload this because it would turn the whole thing negative if I took a loss. But if I was not in this trade, I would take this trade. Okay? Are you guys kind of starting to get the rhythm of this though? Using your daily, using your 4-hour in context with each other. Because if this second reload did not work out, you would turn the entire trade negative. That's just bad psychologically. That's not good. Yeah, so all you got to do on this, action, take care. Actually, I'll be out and about. Yeah, I'll be around. All you got to do on this action is click on the trading price thing, and you'll see the download companion ebook right there. Hopefully that helps you. Okay. Meaning that you're gonna bet the farm, Boyke. It's in that ebook, guys. It's in that ebook. It's there. If you want the rule document, David at FX Bootcamp, I'll send you whatever you want. And it's setting up for another long. Yep, there you go. On an intraday basis, would you buy that? I got to get out of here in a sec. This strategy has been my thing for the last 5 years. Right. Yeah. So I backtested a little bit. Yeah. To me, this would be a buy here. Okay. Anyway, guys, so so on and so forth. I've got to get on another call, otherwise I'd hang around. But it's been a pleasure, guys. And Rob, so Rob is on 3 times a week, and he trades almost identically to the way I do. So if you have time to attend his sessions, he'll run through exactly what I've been running through with you right now, etc. Okay. But if you want to get hold of me, you've got my contact details. Go ahead and do so. And I'm sure you'll see me around in further things. If not on a regular basis, it'll be filling in for Rob. And so yeah, it's been cool, guys. Thanks very much. Okay, and we'll talk to you. Thanks, Maud. I really appreciate it.